Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman, and literally nobody cares, and I'm going to tell you why that's a really, really good thing, counterintuitive as it may sound to you. Bear with me. I'm going to tell you secrets that are really going to radically alter the way that you feel about music and guitar gear and playing. It might upset a few people, but I think the truth needs to be told. It's time. It really is time to tell the truth about why people don't care and why that's a really good thing. This is my absolutely stunning Ghost Fret prototype from many, many moons ago. It's really been through the wars. I've written so many tunes on this. It was on Dorje's Catalyst music video. I've even had it signed by Johnny Highland, one of my favourite guitar players of all time. And literally nobody cares. And why should they? What difference does it make to anybody that this guitar was signed by Johnny Highland, or that I played it on a couple of, reasonably hard-hitting music videos, or that I've taken it to some famous studios, or even that it's a prototype of the Ghost Fret model that Chapman's then released for 10 years coming up in a few months' time. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that a lot of the stuff that you hear me recording on YouTube is with a NUX Trident, which I love. I think it's really, really good. Yeah, it's affordable, but it doesn't make any difference at all. Nobody cares, you're going to see the point soon, nobody cares that I spent more than a month solid recording at Abbey Road in Studio 1, Studio 2, with Eddie Kramer, who produced Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, all these different amazing bands. We became friends, we still work together sometimes, we stay in touch, and nobody cares that he mixed some of my music. Nobody cares that I recorded music at Abbey Road. Nobody cares that sometimes I record music live, or sometimes I record it track by track. Nobody cares about the gear you are using. Nobody cares if you have a testimonial from James Lomenzo of Megadeth. I do. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you used a guitar that was from the 60s and it was handed down to you and it's really expensive and you only use it at the weekends. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you have really expensive gear like tons of custom 24 PRS guitars, you got that super high-end Mesa Boogie stack. Nobody cares. On the flip side, conversely, nobody cares if you recorded a whole album in your bedroom with a mic'd up Katana or direct into an audio interface using the most affordable plugin you could find with a cheap cable and $150 Squire starter pack. Nobody cares. I speak from experience on all these points. One of the first tracks that I ever released on my own was a track called Bleed the Light. English people among you will know of a store called Woolies. There was a subsidiary in my hometown, Trowbridge, called Knees. It was a 3-floor department store, and they sold me a microphone that looked like it was out of a kid's shop, and I blue tacked it to the front of the very first Roland Cube, and that was all of the guitar on the original recording of Bleed the Light. Nobody cared. Nobody gave one shit that I recorded that with, 200 quid worth of gear. I didn't even use an interface. I didn't know what one was. I literally bought a mic because it had a small jack at the end, so I could plug that into my laptop. It's that bad. It was that bad. But I EQ'd it. I worked out about subtractive EQing and positive EQ, how to remove the frequencies you don't want first, and then add in the ones that you think will benefit it rather than just giving it loads and loads of gain. And I worked hard with cheap gear. Here's the thing. a lot of us build this kind of suit of armor that, the vocalist or the bassist from this really famous band recommends and is a friend of the family, or we've got this, I've got Axe Effects rack. I've got 2 of them actually. I'm making this up. I haven't got any of them. And I've got 15 super high-end Music Man guitars. No one cares. It doesn't make a difference. At the end result, when you release a piece of art and it hits the person with the video or in their ears as a track, they are making an emotional judgment upon whether or not they feel the music and they want to continue feeling the music. They don't go, this sounds like it was recorded on an Axe Effects fractal rack mounted thing with a Music Man. That's a lot of money. It must be really good. I like it more now. Do you know what I mean? This isn't a comfortable thing for some people to listen to, because a lot of us build this sense of status from the people that we think will elevate us, or the gear that we think will elevate us. And I'm here to say that it won't. I text John Petrucci regularly. It doesn't make any difference to whether people download my music or not. I have conversed with Devin Townsend a few times. Nobody cares. I text all sorts of people that I would never have dreamt that it's possible to. Not a humble brag. I'm just saying nobody cares. That's the tag of this video. Take comfort in this, because what it means is you can use whatever you want to record your art. You can use that cheap secondhand guitar. You can, if you haven't got a string, you've got a string missing, no one cares. Record a solo with a string missing. I just did. No one cares. If you've got really expensive gear and you like it because it makes you feel a certain way, it's enabling you to get a feeling, brilliant. Use that gear. Access the feeling, because nobody cares. I'd like your opinion on this topic, because I feel a few people have these false pretenses, this false concept that buying very expensive things or very old things or being affiliated with people who have had success will benefit them in some way. And it can do. There are anomalies. From time to time, you will see a person with a particular item of gear that's become famous and people are really obsessed with it. I'll never forget one of the Dorje tours. We heard some of the fans going, "Oh, look, it's the Rabia Relic," and kids ran over to see Bia's Relict ML1. And I've had that with this guitar too. I've held it up and people have gone, "Yeah," because it's this iconic thing for my fans, for the people that follow me. But nobody that's ever heard of me cares. Do you know what I mean? We need to take it all with a giant pinch of salt. If I told you that the album I've just recorded was all recorded live, nobody cares that it was recorded live. For me, I care, because I want that analog, raw, loud vibe, the feeling that makes me and my band play in a certain way. But of course, the listeners, they don't care whether it was recorded in the back of a toilet in a warehouse, like the first Dorje EP was, literally. Dave was in a toilet and we were in a little warehouse that sold t-shirts. No one cared. It's important to take stock of this and then feel relieved, because it means you can use any gear. It means you don't need affiliations to famous people. It means it's all about whether or not you're creating really, really amazing art and you're feeling the art that you put out. And that's my message. If you've enjoyed this video, I think you'd also like all of my music, which is on Spotify. There's a link down below. And I just updated all of my Thomann links. I realized that I'd have these affiliate links and they'd all gone dead because all the product that I used to use has vanished. It's all been updated because brands keep putting out new stuff. So if you're interested in gear and you want to take a look, have a look in my show more section down here. You might find some interesting stuff, but you don't need to, because nobody cares. Have a great day. Chappers out.